Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel for another installment in our ongoing First Thought series. And for today's episode, we'll be looking at the latest Starlord 6-scale figure being offered by Hot Toys as part of their ongoing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 line. First thing that does stand out right now that I wanted to touch on is Hot Toys is racing through these. The last 3 weeks they've dropped pre-orders for Groot, Rocket and Cosmo, and this figure now, so it feels like they're committing fully to this line. Hopefully that isn't just wishful thinking on my part and they'll actually carry through. And before looking at the figure, I do want to note that each pre-order announcement kind of teased one of the upcoming figures. For example, the Groot pre-order had pictures of both Starlord and Rocket. The Rocket kind of teased Starlord, and now this Starlord is teasing Nebula pretty heavily. So I'm pretty sure she'll be the next release, and then hopefully Hot Toys continues that trend because it'll give us an idea of what's next. So let's look at the figure a little bit and see what we're getting here from Hot Toys. So first thing I want to touch on is the sculpt. This will be the 4th iteration of Starlord we're getting from Hot Toys, with the last version being the one from Avengers Infinity War. I own the first 2 versions. I skipped that Infinity War one just because it seemed like it was more of the same. And overall, I really like those figures, but I have always felt that the sculpts haven't been 100% there. From certain angles, you can definitely recognize Chris Pratt, but there was just something a little off. I think this one is the closest they've gotten to really replicating his appearance. Although sometimes I do feel like the rolling eye systems that's now coming standard with these can hurt the likeness just a little bit. But again, I think this is the best Star-Lord sculpt we've gotten to date. And the detail work they're showing on the proto is amazing, and even the detail on the hair is just impressive. I feel like this continues the trend we've been seeing with the updated sculpts coming in from Hot Toys. The other thing about the sculpt is that it does have this slight smirk to it. Now, I do think that works well with a character like Starlord, who can be on the goofier side, but I do think it changes how you pose him up. Like looking at this, I feel like I'd want to display him in a more relaxed pose with the earbuds and the Zune as opposed to in a full-on action pose. But I think that'll be something that I'll have to see when I have the figure in hand. But overall, I'm happy with what we're getting here. Next thing is the uniform. We saw the smaller version with Rocket, but now we're seeing the full-size version, and I think it looks great. I love the Guardians logo on the chest and the red and blue. It feels very much in line with some of the Captain America suits we've previously seen, and that collar combo just pops. I really do like the detail work on these, and it doesn't seem like the suit limits posability too much, so that would be a huge plus. Then, like I mentioned before, I do like the MP3 player he comes with. The guns we've seen before, and I have no doubt they'll look as good as they did with the previous versions. Only accessory that isn't shown in these promo shots is the firing effect that gets attached to the guns. It's shown in the accessory shot at the end, but not in any of the other pictures. I do like those effects pieces. I think when they're done well, they can add a little something extra to figures and make them feel a little more dynamic and just give you some extra pose options. So it'll be interesting to see them in person. Overall, I do have to say I think it's a beautiful looking figure. There's a lot of great detail here, and I like that we're getting him because I am looking to pick up the full team for this line. But as far as exciting releases or unexpected releases, I'm not sure he qualifies under either of those. He's more of a bare bones release, but I think it's a solid effort overall and one I'm excited to get. For me, like I said, it's an immediate pre-order. As a Marvel fan, I love the movie and I want this iteration of the team on my shelves. My only concern is, will Hot Toys actually complete the team? We still need Nebula, which was teased, Mantis in the team suit, and Drax. And honestly, Drax is the big question mark here. I have Drax from the original, and that team looks great together, but it took forever for that figure to be released. And then they didn't even release a figure from Drax from Volume 2. So for Volume 3, it would be a real shame if they didn't release him in that team suit. So fingers crossed, Hot Toys doesn't let us down. The other concern here is with this new Hot Toys we're seeing in Sideshow, things are going on waitlist a lot quicker. So I definitely want to get my pre-order in just to avoid potentially having an issue getting this figure down the line. So no more real waiting for me at that point. But final thoughts on this one, I think it's a solid effort and he's definitely coming into the collection. Let me know your thoughts on this one, and thanks again for watching. And if you are enjoying the content, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, and we'll touch base on the next video.